Hey guys, good morning. Hope all doing great. Good morning, guys. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed your long weekend. All right, quick response, guys. Everybody able to hear me loud and clear? Super. All right. So we've waited enough. Now let's start today's discussion. If any of your friend that was supposed to join, can you call them quickly? Okay. So till last class, guys, we have learned about Kafka architecture, Kafka internals. We have learned a little bit. We have learned started about like producer configuration and consumer configuration. So now let's continue that. I'm going to share like important properties of producers and consumers, which is required. All right. And then we're going to talk about like installation of Kafka, like how you're going to do set up your Kafka installation. And then we're going to access using Kafka API, using Kafka API, using Java or Node.js. So I'm going to show you both example, like how to connect with Java, how to write your producer consumer using Java, or how to write your producer consumer using Node.js. Right. So those things we're going to learn, guys, in today's class. So let's start our discussion. So let me share my screen. All right. Quick confirmation, guys. Everybody able to hear me? Everybody able to see my screen? Give me a second. All right. So we are talking about the producer's property, and we want to see kind of like some of the important properties, all right, which you need to configure. So as discussed, guys, Kafka is kind of like highly configurable. All right, you can grab your performance and optimizations with the help of like some simple configuration. You need to understand those configuration. So if you want to see any configuration, guys, what I have to do, Kafka, all right, producer configuration. You have to go to Google and you have to go to Confluent site. So you can see that producer configuration, the first site you can see over here. So out of which, guys, you know that if you want to send my data into Kafka, guys, I have to serialize my data. And Kafka does have stores your data in the form of key value pair. Yes, do you remember? If I want to store my data in Kafka, it has to be in a key value pair. And key value pair has to kind of like serialize. So whenever I'm writing my producer, guys, right? I have to use this class key and value serializer class, and this is very important, guys. You have to specify that. And last class, guys, we have discussed about the X property. So you got like three options: X0, X1, and X If I specify X0, it is completely asynchronous mode. All right, it will not wait for any acknowledgement, right? All right, now guys, you got like Kafka broker. All right, so I got like, let's say that in my Kafka cluster, I got like 50 brokers available. So if I want to connect to a Kafka cluster, guys, I don't need to specify all 50 broker as my list. If I can specify, all right, one or two computer, that is enough. Initially, like, all right, you can specify. So let me show you how does it look like. So imagine that your actual cluster. So this is nothing but a Kafka cluster. So if I want to connect to this Kafka cluster, guys, I don't require to kind of like connect entire system. Rather than, guys, I'm going to connect to one of the broker or a bootstrap server. I can say bootstrap server. Any broker is nothing but a bootstrap. So if you're able to connect to this particular broker or any particular broker, guys, you will be connected to entire cluster, guys. You will be connected to entire cluster. So why usually in production, guys, we specify multiple brokers, one or two brokers, guys, as a bootstrap server? Because, all right, in case, guys, let's say that I've specified my bootstrap server as broker one and broker two. Now, let's say that if this broker one fails, guys, I can connect from broker two and still I can access my entire cluster. So I don't need to specify, let's say that if I have 50 brokers, I don't need to specify all 50 brokers, guys. I can specify any one of the broker and I can connect to my entire cluster. That's the beauty of your Kafka. So that is nothing but a bootstrap server. Here you can specify one or two broker, all right, broker IP address and their port number, and you can connect to your Kafka cluster. Another important property, guys, what you got here is, all right. So when producer, so this you need to understand, guys. This is common property, guys, for performance tuning as well. So let's understand here. So this guy wants to write. So this is nothing but a producer. This guy is nothing but a producer, right? This guy is a producer and he wants to write your data into where? He wants to write your data into Kafka. He wants to write your data into Kafka. So if I want to write a Kafka, guys, what he has to do, guys, he has to have some producer-based application, right? So wonderful. Now, before writing your data, so let's say that this is a message this guy has generated. Right, this is a message this guy has generated. Right, this is a message this guy has generated. This is a key value pair this guy has generated. Now, this key value pair is going to be written in the buffer. Right, this key value is going to be written in the buffer. All right, and once the data is full in buffer, guys, it's going to flush your request. It's going to flush your request inside your Kafka broker. This is what's going to happen. Right? So before writing your data into broker, guys, single messages, I will be writing my data in the form of buffer, guys. All right, all my producer is going to write your data in the buffer, and then it's going to write it into a broker. Wonderful. So let's understand from the documentation of Confluent, total bytes of memory producer can use to buffer record, waiting to send server. If record are sent faster, they can deliver to server to produce with maxblock.ms. All right, you got this first part, right? So total byte of memory the producer can use this to buffer a particular record. So I can buffer a few records, all right, I can buffer a few records in the producer side before sending my data to Kafka. And how much I can buffer, guys, it's going to be decided by this particular property. If you want to have bigger buffer size, guys, I can change that as well. All right, wonderful. All right, super. All right, so I can specify this property. Now you got like very important property called max.block.ms. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about max.block.ms. All right. Now in the previous case, guys, you have seen that, all right, this is nothing but your buffer. All right. Now the situation is, guys, okay, so this guy is kind of like producing your message in very high rate. In production, producer is kind of like producing messages at very high rate. And all right, my buffer is writing my data into my Kafka server in little slower rate. So there might be a possibility like my buffer can be filled. Right? My buffer can be full, right? So my buffer can be 100% utilized some point of time. Now, if my buffer is 100% utilized, guys, right, I got a property called max.block.ms. All right. So if my buffer is full, I got a property called how much time I can block this guy, all right, if my buffer is full. So if I specify, all right, 5 seconds. So basically, guys, the moment based upon this particular property, guys, if the moment, all right, my buffer is full, it's gonna stop taking, all right, it's gonna stop taking requests from producer for this 5 second or whatever configuration you have specified. So I can block my buffer from my producer for this much of second. So that is the beauty of this particular property, max.block.ms. Am I making sense? Yes, is it true? Guys, can I get a quick response? All right, wonderful. So we talk about buffer memory. All right, now guys, again, this is also one of the performance optimization property, all right, called compression type. So let's talk about compression type, guys. So what is compression, guys, by the way? What is compression? What is compression? All right. So compression is nothing but kind of like limiting or compacting your data size, right? So now, guys, if producer, all right, while sending a request to my Kafka broker, if we can kind of like, all right, it reduces the size of my message by using some compaction or compacting technique. All right, if he's compacting his message, guys, can I say I can write more message and it's gonna kind of like occupy or lesser bandwidth, guys? So in my network, guys, I'm gonna utilize lesser bandwidth and it's gonna occupy less space across my broker. Yes, compression is very important technique. So if I want to compress your data, it supports variety of techniques. All right, one of the technique compression type you can specify, you can use snappy, you can use LZ4, You can use gunzip, gzip. These are nothing but a compression technique. Not only for Kafka, it is kind of like common to many languages. All right, so I can use any compression type as well. All right, so I can use none if I don't want to compress. Zzip, by default, it's none. Zzip, all right. Snappy, LZ4, these are kind of like these are the kind of like compression types. Now, another very important property called retries. This is also very important with respect to optimizations and optimization and performance tuning. Let's understand about this. So we got to know that we need to compress our data. So I'm going to use compression type. All these compression types or all this property, guys, I'm going to show you practical when we are kind of like designing our Kafka cluster. Okay, so now come back here. We were talking about some configuration parameters, which is equally in performance tuning also. It is kind of like important. So we were talking about the retries. All right. So in order to understand this, guys, you have to understand important concept called how this producer architecture works, guys. So let's understand how the request stuff goes and all those stuff. All right. So till now, guys, all right. If I want to access my Kafka, there are multiple options available. You can access using Java-based APIs, right? You can access your Node.js APIs. You got Scala APIs, all right. And apart from that, guys, you got like some command line tools available. Command line tools available to access my Kafka. All right. Now, guys, if I want to connect using Java API, guys, all right, or basically Node.js API also. What is a low level format? Like how the thing's gonna happen, like if you want to send your data. All right. So what's gonna happen, guys, when you create an instance of Kafka producer and how your message is gonna be passed, let's understand about that. So let me draw this. All right. So basically this guy is nothing but a producer. Imagine that. This guy is nothing but a producer. He is producing a message. So can I say my producer gonna produce a message in the form of record, and this record is in the form of key and value, right? So message one or event one, message two, message three. So basically, guys, if I want to send these messages, guys, first step, guys, I have to create Kafka producer object. So I got a class available called Kafka producer. After creating Kafka producer object, guys, I can kind of like send my records, all right, to my Kafka. All right. So if you want to send these messages to my Kafka, guys, you require to have one more API component called producer record. Require to have a component called producer record. Now this producer record, guys, it's going to take two important or two mandatory properties, not important, two mandatory properties, and it's going to take overall four. So first thing what you have to do here is you have to specify, all right, which topic you want to write it, right? Which topic you want to write it, all right? You can specify, all right, key, all right, this is also optional, and you can specify value. All right. So while kind of like producing a record, guys, you need to specify this three information mandatory. So what if I don't specify key? What if I don't specify value? All right. So so important point to be noted here. So topic and value is kind of like mandatory. So like while creating a producer record instance, I have to mandatory specify which topic you want to produce and what is your value you want to produce. If I don't specify this in between parameter, guys, all right, it's gonna take what, guys? It's gonna take key value as now. Wonderful. Now, guys, producer record is going to read your messages one by one, and it knows like in which topic it has to write and what is the value it has to write. All right. Now, guys, you got a concept of, mm, let's say that, right? So you know that Kafka is going to accept your data in the form of topic only. Kafka is going to accept in the form of topic, and it has to be accept your data in serialized file format, right? So Kafka will accept your data in a byte format. So guys, if I want to have Kafka, like if I want to store this particular message, let's say that hi NSC, this message I want to store, guys, I want to kind of like serialize this message first, right? Then only I can write. So basically, guys, I require to have a component called serializer. Right, we have seen key serializers, value serializer. I can use any of the available classes. All right, so by default, guys, I got like, all right, Kafka provides some of the serializers like string serializers. All right, you got like the int serializers. All right, you got like some, all right, if you want to use advanced stuff, guys, you got like some Avro serializers. Not many stuff is there. So once my data is serialized, guys, now I'm going to send this serialized data to a component called partition. This is very important to understand, guys. Now it's going to send your data to a partitioner. Right? What partitioner does, guys? What partitioner does, guys? Partitioner has to decide. So basically, guys, all right, in last class, guys, we have learned that we got a topic, right? Topic going to be divided in the form of partitions. Is that right? Topic is divided in the form of partitions. So my topic got like two partitions, let's say that. So now bottom line, guys, I have to write those messages into a particular partitions. Am I right? Right. So let's say that I got two partition. So hi NSC message, either I have to write in partition one and so partition one or partition two. Right, wonderful. So how I'm gonna write it? I'm gonna write it. All right. So how your partition is gonna pick up, all right, whether I need to write into this particular partition or this particular partition, on what basis things gonna happen, guys, in the background. All right. You need to understand things in detail, guys, here. So let's say that I have not specified key here. So I've just, while sending a data, guys, I've just specified my topic and value. Something like topic name is like Pavan topic or NSC topic, and the value is nothing but hi NSC, HRU, right, right, long weekend, like this, I'm sending my data. Okay, so these are nothing but my messages I want to send. I didn't specify any key. All right, I didn't specify any key. So if I don't specify any key, guys, your partitioner, it's gonna be a round robin. So basically, guys, it's gonna write all your messages, all right, between these two in a round robin fashion. If I don't specify key, this is very important. Round robin fashion. Right? Wonderful. So now let's say that message one is going to be written in partition one. Let's say that hi NSC is nothing but my message one. HRU is going to be written over here. All right. And long weekend is going to be written over here. Fourth message is going to be written over here. Like that, it's going to do workload share. All right. So this is kind of like partition. And finally, guys, once the partition is written, guys, it has to flush your data in a disk. All right. It has to flush your data in a disk. All right. Now, guys, all right. So there might be two cases. All right. So basically, guys, I'm sending my record. I'm sending my record from producer to this particular Kafka broker. Right. If it is successful, guys, if it is successful, it's going to write it into Kafka, write it into Kafka. Now, if due to some failure, guys, if it is failure, guys, producer is writing a send message, all right, and applying, all right, using this particular format. If it is failed, what's going to happen? All right. So my entire program will not crash, guys. However, producers has provided if it is fail, guys, if it is writing, if it is not writing, if it is fail, guys, all right, producer does have a property called retries. All right. Producer does got a property called retries. All right. And if you observe, guys, retries, you got like options. All right, you can specify how many times you can retry. So 0 time, 1 time, 2 time, one. All right. So if I specify 0 times, then the moment fail, all right, the moment it fail, guys, if I specify retry as 0, it's going to throw an exception to my client. All right, it's going to throw exception to my client, boss, there is an exception. Now, if it is kind of like retry, if you have specified as a one as a producer configuration, your producer will not throw an exception. All right, after trying 1 time, guys, like after executing this, the moment you got an exception, guys, it will not fail your process at that particular time. What it's going to do here is if I specify retry one, it's going to retry to send this particular message again. All right, and if it is still failing, guys, all right, then it's going to throw an exception. All right, after first attempt, guys, after first retry, guys, it was kind of like writing the data in a disk, then it will not throw any exception. All right, so this is the beauty of retry one. So I can specify retry two, retry three, retry four, how many times you want to retry before actually calling your actual exception. All right, before calling your actual exception, you can specify this retry property. Oh, wonderful. Now you got to know about this properties, right? So you got to know about this. All right, these are SSL related properties. Now, guys, I want to show you important consumer configuration. So, guys, if it is a consumer, guys, what it has to do, guys, basically, this picture, remember, guys, always Kafka stores your data in the form of key and value, and both are serialized. Both are serialized. All right, byte format. Serialized means byte format. So if producer wants to write a message, guys, so let's say that hi NSC is the message. So what he has to do, guys, he has to serialize your message, right, in a byte format, and it has to store your data in a byte format. Now, if I want to write a consumer, guys, all right, if someone is reading my data from a Kafka, so what we need to have, guys, we require to have kind of like some kind of like deserialize, which will help me to read this byte format into equivalent text form. Got it? So basically, guys, if I talk about consumer properties, guys, I require to have kind of like properties like consumer properties like deserialize. Producer required serializers, and if you want to define your consumer, you have to write deserializers. So guys, be it be producer or consumer, guys, do I need to connect to a Kafka cluster? Is that right? All right. Whether for reading or writing, guys, do you require to have Kafka cluster? All right. So if I want to connect to a Kafka cluster, guys, what is the parameter needed? Yes. Can I get a quick answer? Just now we have discussed. Guys, if I want to connect to a Kafka cluster, guys, do you require to have Bootstrap server? Is that true? All right. So I need to connect to any of the broker. All right. And I can connect using Bootstrap server. I got many other properties, guys, which I am interested in. All right. Fetch min bytes. All right. So how much minimum amount of data your servers should return? Now you have to think in terms of reading, guys, if you're talking about consumer configuration property. So the minimum amount of data the server should return for a particular request. All right. If you feel that insufficient data available in the request, guys, I can specify, all right, boss, I want minimum this number of bytes. Minimum this number of bytes, I want it. All right. Minimum this much of bytes I wanted. Lesser than that, I will not accept. All right. So let's say that, guys, this is one of your consumer, right? He is requesting Kafka broker. All right. Particular topic, my data is there. So he made a request. All right. Your server give you some kind of like response, but he has got like only 2 byte information. So he's not happy. So what I can do here is I can specify Kafka. All right. At least, all right, I require to have a 1 MB. All right. For any of my fetch requests, guys, I want to have this many bytes of data. I can specify. All right. If I specify this as a 1, it's going to give you a 1 byte of request from the server. All right. So in case if you want to control, all right, and if you want to improve server throughput a bit through the cost of some additional latency, guys, what I can do here is I can increase fetch min bytes. All right. So now I got a concept of group. All right. We will be talking about this group, guys, in detail when we are discussing about consumer related program. Right. Now let's do this. Let's not waste. Give me 1 second. All right. Now, guys, I'm going to show you how to set up things and how to start in Kafka. So what you have to do here is, first thing what you have to do here is you have to download Kafka. I have specified that as a prerequisite already. So basically, guys, if you open Google Chrome, right, and what you have to do here is Apache Kafka download. This type Apache Kafka download. So download Apache Kafka, right? So you can pick any one of this based upon your Scala version. If you don't have Scala version, just specify what you see over here. The latest one, 2.13, you can specify, right? So this is what you have to do, guys. You have to go to Apache Kafka download and just click on this Kafka 2.13. All right, pick any one of the suggested link and it's going to download your Kafka. You're going to download your Kafka in a kind of like 2 minutes. All right. So I have downloaded this already in my setup. You don't require to have this particular setup. That's that. There's a place where we have done. Now, once you have done this, guys, what you have to do here is you have to unzip this. Right? You know that how to unzip your. All right. So I'm gonna get my data in a zip WinRAR archive. Right. So I'm gonna unzip it. And if you observe, guys, this is a directory structure. I'm gonna get bin, config, lib, license, site, docs. So I'm starting my VM where I need to set up my things. All right. So let me explain you over here. So now out of which, guys, if you observe, guys, there are important directories, guys. All right. So Kafka installation is nothing but configuring this particular. If you go inside Kafka, guys, these are the directory structure you're gonna see. You're gonna see bin. All right. You're gonna see config. You're gonna see lib. You're gonna see site documentation, license, and notice. Out of which, guys, bin is a folder where I got like all my executables, where all my executables are there. All right, executable means shell script. So let's say that if I want to start my server, Kafka broker, I can start Kafka broker from any one of this. So I got a command, Kafka -start.sh. If I want to stop the server, I got a command called server stop.sh. If I want to create a topic, Kafka-topics is one of the shell file. All right, I got it. So I got like Kafka feature, right? I got Kafka consumer group, Kafka console producer. These are nothing but different kind of like shell scripts available, guys, within executable files available within your Kafka. So you have to make a note. Any configuration or executable file resides in bin. Usually in any language, guys, any executable file resides in bin. We're going to use this bin folder so often. And then the next important folder is config folder. Now, what is this config folder? All right, let's understand about this. All right, so you can see that there are certain configuration file which I need to configure. So if I want to add number of brokers in my cluster, well, I have to do some configuration. All right, I have to make some configuration here in server.properties file. All right, if you want to kind of like make some configuration related to Zookeeper, guys, all right, I require to have this configuration file for zookeeper.properties. All right, same way, guys, for producer and consumer, I got a property file, which holds kind of like default value for producers and consumers. All right. And if I want to kind of like do the logging, guys. I got like log4j property. All right. I got one more technology available called Kafka Connect. What is Kafka Connect, guys? Kafka Connect is one of the tool available which creates a data pipeline instead of kind of like creating kind of like producer or consumer using some APIs. All right. So basically it's going to give you a ETL-like feeling. All right. I can create a data pipeline with kind of like some minimum configurations. All right, so I got Kafka Connect, and I got producer and consumer and zookeeper properties. Wonderful. Now, all right. So guys, give me 1 second. All my server is already up and running. So I want to show you from the scratch. So I'm going to restart my guest. So now, if I want to set up my Kafka from the scratch, guys, what are the things you have to make? So important point, guys, you got to know about like all your executables resides in your bin directory, right? And all your configuration files reside inside your config file. Now my question is, guys, if you want to set up my Kafka cluster, guys, what are the key things you need to have, right? You need to start, if you want to start your Kafka cluster, right? You need to specify how many broker you want to start. So every broker is nothing but an individual computer, guys. So I need to start broker 1, I need to start broker 2, I need to start broker 3, broker 4, or whatever, right? But before starting a broker, guys, there is one component which your Kafka broker is dependent on. What is that component, guys? What is that topic? What is that component or what is that cluster? So I require to start my Zookeeper cluster, guys. All right, I need to start my Zookeeper first. So if I want to start my Kafka cluster, guys, first I need to start my Zookeeper. All right, then I have to start this individual broker. If you want to have a single broker, guys, all right, so this is nothing but a Kafka server, right? So for each Kafka server, guys, you have to start the broker. All right. Now, if you want to configure this broker, guys, inside this config directory, guys, I got a file called server.properties. Server.properties. All right. I can have like for one single Kafka server, guys, I'm going to have like one single server.properties. If I have in production, guys, in production setup, I may have like multiple brokers, right? So that many brokers resided. So basically, right, in this particular computer, if I have server.properties, here I can make server 1, server 2, server 3. All right, that many number of brokers I can specify. All right, bottom line, guys, this Kafka brokers got a unique ID. All right, you cannot have a same broker ID, all right, for all your broker. So everybody does have a unique ID you have to maintain that you can configure in server.property. Now the same way, guys, for Zookeeper, guys, if you want to configure your Zookeeper inside this config property, you can configure this Zookeeper property using Zookeeper dot properties file. I can configure. So I got two important configuration file, guys. All right, if I want to start my Kafka broker, I require to have server.properties file. If I want to start my Zookeeper, guys, I require to have a Zookeeper.property file. All right. So I want to start things from scratch. So that is the reason, guys. Restarted my steps. So I have downloaded my Kafka over here, Kafka over here. All right. Now you can see the same thing, guys, right? Did I see Ben config let's, all right? This is what I've shown you, right? So important part is here is Ben, where I got like all my executables reside. All right. If I want to start my Kafka cluster, or if I want to start any create any topic, or if I want to start my Zookeeper, guys, all my executables reside over here. But important thing, guys, we got like config folder. In config folder, guys, I have told you guys I got like server.properties file. So if you observe, guys, if you go to here, initially, guys, if you don't configure anything, what you're gonna get? So I'm gonna go to config, and if you see, you got a file called server.properties. So I'm gonna edit with the notepad, and if you observe, guys, this is how it's gonna looks like. Now, guys, this is my first broker. So my ID is 0. I'm not changing. All right. So guys, can I say for every broker, this has to be unique? For the next broker, guys, if I want to configure this, the same thing, guys, do you think I need to specify some incremental or unique value? Wonderful. All right. Then, guys, I'm specifying these are the default property, guys, how much of buffer bytes, how much of buffer byte I can send or receive a buffer byte based upon my operating system stuff. Now, this is important, guys. Again, this is a mandatory configuration. So by default, guys, log directory, I have specified as temp Kafka logs. But if I want to deal with multiple brokers, guys, right, I have to make things unique. So I have to specify 1, 2, 3. So basically, you can use any name for each broker temporary log directory. So log directory is a place where Kafka is stored low-level data in the form of your segment. All right. So this one you have to do it. And guys, Kafka will not keep your data for lifetime, guys. It's gonna keep your data for a specific period of time, right? Or whatever you specify here, log retention hours. So Kafka data will be there in your Kafka, irrespective of whether it is consumed or not. Right? It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there in your cluster for a specific period of time. So by default, guys, log retention hours is 168 hours. That means like 168 hours is 7 days, all right, or a 1 week. So by default, your data will be there in your Kafka cluster in for 7 days. If you want to make, guys, for 30 days, guys, you can change this property 30 into 24. You can make it and you can do it. All right. So how much of data you want to write, how much minimum data you want to write in your low level, all right, you want to write in your low level Kafka. So Kafka writes your data in the form of segment, guys. So here by default, guys, each segment size is going to be a 1 GB. So once the 1 GB is complete, it's going to create another segment to store your data. And mandatory, guys, I'm specifying my zookeeper address. So it is there in my local computer. So localhost colon 20181. In production, guys, you just need to change the IP address of your zookeeper. That is done. That is a mandatory thing you have to specify. So you need to specify your zookeeper, right? Mandatory thing. You need to specify your directory. It has to be unique for each broker. All right. You got like broker ID is equal to 0. All right. So for each broker, guys, you're gonna have this ID. So if I don't specify anything, guys, not a problem. I can start my Kafka cluster with single broker also with the default configuration property. So let's take a break, guys. Once we come back from the break, we will be understanding about like how to start my services, and we're gonna start or create our own producer pub/sub model first using a console, and then I'm gonna show you using Java APIs, and then I'm gonna show you using Node.js API. Okay, so let's take a break of 10 minutes. Once we come back, guys, we're gonna do rest of the stuff. Hey guys, I'm back. Hope everybody is back. All right. Now, guys, we're gonna start our Kafka cluster. So we're gonna start our Kafka cluster. All right. So all you have to do here is you have to configure. So let me show you. All right, with the single broker. So you have just unzip your file and you have kept it in some location in your system. All right. And now what I want to do here is I want to open terminal. I'll go to that location where I've downloaded my Kafka. So I've downloaded my Kafka here. So I'm gonna go till my bin directory. So cd Kafka. All right. And if you see guys, all my executables resides over here. All right. So bin, config, libs, this is the directory structure I've shown you, right? So I'm gonna go inside bin and I see all my configuration files. All right, I see all my configuration files, right? So I can see Kafka. All right, if you want to start Kafka cluster, all right, you got like command called Kafka server dot start dot Kafka hyphen server hyphen start dot sh. If you want to start your Kafka broker, you can use Kafka hyphen server hyphen stop dot sh. There are so many executables available. All right. So first thing, guys, what I want to do here is I want to start my Zookeeper. So in order to start my Zookeeper, guys, I have to use this particular command. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to type Zookeeper server. So, or else I can copy here. All right. And inside this config, so Zookeeper required a configuration file. So we're gonna open config. Inside config, guys, you got a property file called zookeeper.properties. So this command will start your Zookeeper. So I'm going to start my Zookeeper first. So you can see that Zookeeper is started in a default port called 2181. Right? So Zookeeper is being started. Now the next thing, guys, if you see ls and if you see cd config, all right. So I've just shown you kind of like one of the configuration file to start Zookeeper is zookeeper.property. Same way, guys, if I want to start my Kafka broker, I require to have one of the file called server.properties. So again, guys, from the bin folder, I have a Kafka. All right, I want to start my Kafka broker. So I'm going to specify Kafka minus server hyphen start.sh, and I need to specify my config directory. Inside config directory, guys, I'm going to specify by default server properties. All right, properties, and it will start my Kafka broker. So you can see that my Kafka broker is being started. So I've started only one broker. I can start multiple broker, but initially I want to show only one broker. So I've started my Zookeeper, I've started my Kafka server. Now, guys, I want to create a complete PubSub model. I want to create a producer console which gonna write my data into Kafka broker, and then my consumer has to read from there. Right? In order to do this, guys, what you have to do here is the first thing, you have to create a topic. All right. So let's see how to create a topic. Again, guys, if you go to cd bin, all right, you got like, again, all your configuration files are, sorry, all your executable files are over here. And if you observe, guys, you got one of the executable called Kafka topics.sh. So if you want to create a topic, guys, just specify bin Kafka hyphen topics.sh. And if you observe, guys, I'm going to get all the options, all right, what I can use. All right, you can see that Zookeeper is kind of like deprecated. All right, so you have to see, guys, what is the required property. So you can see that Bootstrap server is kind of like required property. All right, and I got like variety of other configurations, guys. Like I can create a topic, I can delete a topic, I can describe a topic, right? I can list a topic. All those options are there. So now, guys, I'm gonna create a topic. Right, the mandatory configuration, I have to specify my Bootstrap server. So I'm going to specify my Bootstrap server. If you observe, guys, localhost colon 9092 is nothing but my Bootstrap server. And if you want to double check this, all right, if you open this server.properties file, and if you observe, all right, so by default, guys, all right, by default, guys, if I don't specify anything, guys, it's going to start my Kafka broker in this localhost 9092 port. All right. In production, guys, your IP address will come. All right. But here, all right, since I'm doing it in my local host, I'm going to get the first broker is going to start in 9092 port. So that is nothing but my Bootstrap server. And that is the only server I have. So now I want to create a new topic. So I'm going to specify create. All right. And what is the topic name you want to create? So I want to create NSE topic. All right. And how much of partition, how many partition you needed. So you're going to specify partitions. All right. I want 3 partitions for my NSE topic. All right. If you want to specify replication factor, guys, you can specify your replication factor as well. By default, it is 1. So I have only one broker, guys. So there is no sense it's going to make to have like multiple copies, right? So I'm going to keep kind of like replication factor as 1. So this is how, guys, I'm going to create a topic. So you can see that NSC topic is being created. Now, if you want to see whether this topic is listed in my Kafka, so what I'm going to do here is Kafka topic.sh minus bootstrap hyphen server, all right? And I'm going to specify my bootstrap server, all right? And if I do minus minus list, it's gonna all right, so you can see that I've created my first topic and the name of this topic is NSC topic. I just list this particular list of the topic from my Kafka. Now, one thing I can do here is, guys, instead of list, guys, I can describe as well. I can describe as well. All right, describe my topic. So I just need to specify my describe and I want to do NSC topic. So you can see that if you observe closely, guys, what is a partition I have specified, guys? I've specified 3 partition. All right. By default, guys, how much of data internally, guys, this topic data will be stored, guys? This topic data will be stored in the form of segment in the background, and every segment file is kind of like 1 GB. Now, understand this, guys. I got 3 partition. Each partition got its ID. So 0 is nothing but my first partition, 1 is nothing but second partition ID, 2 is nothing but another partition ID. All right. So right now I got only one broker available, guys. So I got like leader 1. All right. Replica is also 1. So there is no question of ISR and replica. Right. Till now everybody is crystal clear. Can we go ahead? So I know how to create a topic. So let's see how to delete also. So I'm going to create NSC topic dummy. all right, which I want to delete it. All right. So if I want to delete any particular topic, guys, I just need to specify instead of like you don't need to specify partition and all. Instead of create, guys, what you're gonna do here is you can specify delete, and it will delete my NSC topic down. So you can see that topic is kind of like removed. So if you want to if you want to see the available topic, yes, NSC topic dummy, it's kind of like removed. Wonderful. So I have created my topic. Very good. Now I want to write my topic from my producer. From my producer, I want to write my topic. So I'm going to go to again a bin directory. And if I want to write to my topic, guys, Kafka has provided a CLI tool called Kafka Console Producer.sh. So, all right, if I want to see this, guys, what I have to do here is, all right, if I hit enter, I'm going to get all the mandatory properties, guys. You can see that which topic you want to write, you have to specify mandatory, that is required. All right. And one more required stuff is Bootstrap server. All right. Earlier we used to have a broker list, guys. That is kind of like deprecated. So let's do this. Now I want to start my producer. So I need to specify Bootstrap server. That is nothing but localhost colon 9092. All right. And then I want to write into a particular topic called NSC topic, which I've just now created. All right. Wonderful. So these are the two mandatory property you have to specify, guys, if you want to write anything to your topic, right? So Bootstrap and topic I've specified. So Bootstrap is to connect to your Kafka cluster, and producer has to write your data. All right. So I got kind of like a typo. I have forgot to specify local. And now I'm going to start my producer. You can see producer is started. So now whatever I'm going to write, hi NSC, all right, market is about to open, all right, market will start at 9:30, all right, 9:30 a.m. All right, Friday, market was closed. All right. Wonderful. So this is a message, guys, I've written into particular topic. Is that right? So this message is written into a particular topic. Now, if I want to double check whether this guy is written or not, I'm going to check it. So do you think I require to have some kind of a consumer? So if I want to start my consumer, guys, again, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start my consumer tab. All right, so copy this, right, and I'm going to do bin. So this is the executable needed, guys. And if I want to run this, guys, you just need to check the required one. All right, so topic is also mandatory, though it is not specified. All right, you can see that required one is kind of like Bootstrap server. So I'm going to specify Bootstrap server, Bootstrap server. All right, I'm going to specify localhost colon 9092. All right, and I want to listen to a particular topic. So need to specify which topic you want to listen. So I want to listen to NSC topic, which I've just now created. And I want to read from the beginning. I don't want to read latest one. So by default, it is latest, but I want to read from beginning. All right. So that's it. I'm just going to hit enter. And this consumer is going to start read from the beginning. So guys, if you observe, guys, in the producer, I have typed this. It has been written in Kafka topic, and my consumer is reading my data back from Kafka topic. Yes, did we see complete producer and consume stuff? Now you can see that how fast it is writing into Kafka cluster. All right. And the moment I go here, guys, I can see that how fast it is writing. All right. Now you can see that, and my consumer is reading my data, right? My data in near real time, guys, near real time. So you can see that the moment I have entered this, and immediately I'm going to my consumer, and you can see that this has already been consumed. All right. So how fast the communication is, how fast my producer is writing, and at the same time, guys, my consumer is reading. So this is how, guys, you can create your first producer and consumer using console. Right. So now, guys, if I want to specify multiple brokers, till now we have acted on a single broker, right? So what do you have to do if you want to create kind of like multiple brokers? All right. So if you want to create multiple broker, guys, in your Kafka production environment, that many computers you need it. Although I have a capability, guys, I can start multiple broker instance in a single computer, but in production, it is not suggested. All right, so you're gonna have for each broker, guys, for each computer, guys, a one single broker instance gonna be kind of like created. Is that clear? Wonderful. Now let's see it. Guys, if I want to create multiple brokers, what you have to do here is, guys, all right, you have to copy this file. All right. All right. So you got like server hyphen copy dot property, right? So rename this, with server one dot property. This is my second broker I am configuring. All right. So now what I have to do, guys, now open this file in your editor. All right. And what you have to do here is, so if I want to have second broker, you need to change your broker ID is equal to 1. All right. And then what you have to do here is you have to specify this. You have to specify this. And you have to change the port number as well. So how to change, where to change, okay. So if you observe, you have to remove this comment, all right. And instead of plain text, guys, you will make this as localhost, all right. So earlier, guys, the first port I've used 9092, right? I'm going to use 9093, and I'm good. So my first broker is ready. So I'm going to save this. Now, same way, guys, if you want to write your second broker or third broker, you can. Server is first, this is second. All right, if you want to write third one, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste over here. I'm going to paste over here. All right. So basically, in a one single computer, guys, I'm creating multiple broker instance. 3 brokers I'm creating. Now I'm going to rename this. And what I'm going to do here is server 2 properties. I'm going to write and I'm going to click this. All right, so I require to have submitted band. So now earlier I was 01 is already done. So 2 I'm going to select. All right, localhost 9093 is already done. So 9094 I'm going to specify. All right, and log files. All right, 1 is already done. So I'm going to use 2. So these are the mandatory property, guys, you have to change. Now you can see that I've written 2 server properties, server 1 properties and server 2 properties. Now, guys, let me add a new broker, guys, right, in the same cluster. So I can create very easily by specifying now Kafka server hyphen start.sh. Now I got config. All right, I'm going to specify instead of server dot properties, I'm going to specify server properties, and you can see that it will start my second broker. All right, if you observe the broker ID, guys, it's going to be specify over here. All right, so I've started my broker 1. All right, 0 is started, broker 1 I've started. Now if I want to start my third broker, if I want to write my third broker, what I'm going to do here is, again, I'm going to open another bin Kafka hyphen server hyphen start.sh config, all right, server 2 dot properties file. Properties file. So it's going to start my third broker. So now I got a single computer and 3 brokers available, and broker ID is 2. The first ID was 0, second ID is 1, third ID is 2. So I've started my 3 brokers in my cluster, guys. Earlier it was only 1 broker. Now I have configured this with multiple broker, guys. Super. All right. So now, guys, I want to teach you a few more things. All right. So right now, guys, I have consumed my data with one single consumer. All right, I've consumed my data with one single consumer. Now my aim is, guys, I want to have kind of like some kind of like parallelism. I want to have some kind of like parallelism, and I want to grab my data with multiple consumer instances. So how I'm going to do it? So in order to understand this, guys, you have to specify a concept of group. So once again, guys, what we have done, guys, till now, this guy, all right, has initially started my zookeeper. He has started my Kafka brokers. All right, this time he has started 3 brokers. All right, 3 brokers. This guy has started broker 1, broker 2, broker 3. All right. Now, guys, this guy, what he has done here is he has created a topic called NSC topic. NSC topic. Now, this guy is nothing but my producer, guys. All right. He's writing my data into my NSC topic. All right. and it is managed by Zookeeper. Now, guys, I got another consumer, guys, who wants to read your data from this NSC topic. So I have consumed, this consumer has consumed this particular NSC topic. Till now, we have learned that. Now, imagine that if this got like NSC topic got how many partitions, guys? Partition 0, partition 1, and partition 2. Am I right? So if he wants to read a particular file, guys, if he wants to read that particular file or particular topic, guys, how many partition he has to read, guys? How many partition he has to read? How many partition he has to read, guys? All right, he has to read 3 partition, guys. Now, what I'm gonna do here is, instead of that, I'm creating a group. Oops. Instead of that, what I'm doing here is, I'm kind of like creating a group kind of stuff. So instead of one, guys, all right, I got a single group where I got like 3 consumer here. All right, 3 consumer here. Now this 3 consumer, I want to read this particular topic as a group, and I got 3 consumer inside this. So basically, guys, this group is reading a single partition or single topic, and I got 3 consumer available. Now, guys, technically speaking, guys, the one of the partition is going to read by this particular consumer. One of the partition is going to be read by this particular consumer. One of the partition is going to read by this particular consumer. Is that true? Wonderful. So that's how, guys, with the help of consumer group, guys, I'm kind of like getting some kind of like parallelism. All right. Now let's say imagine that my consumer group can subscribe multiple topic. So I got XYZ topic, and I got like 3 partition here also, P0, P1, and P2. So for XYZ topic, I can consume my group, my consumer can consume multiple topic or collection of topics. Now, guys, my group has to read how many partitions, guys? If they want to read this two groups, or if they want to read this 2 topic, guys, how many partition they have to read, guys? All right, it has to read 6 partition, guys. Now each partition, guys, each consumer will read, all right, one of the partition from here, two partition each. Now in case, guys, if this particular consumer is dead in this particular group, can I say my Kafka will do the load balancing, guys, against this particular failure? So can I say it's gonna share the workload of this particular consumer to one partition to this particular guy? All right, that is a benefit of consumer group. I'm gonna get it. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. Now guys, I will show you how to create a group. Now, last time guys, I've created a topic in a single particular partition, right? So I'm gonna create a distributed topic and I'm gonna create a consumer group. So now I have started how many brokers guys? We know that we have started 3 brokers, right? So I'm gonna specify, so 3 broker has been started. So what I'm gonna do here is guys, I'm gonna create a topic first. So then you know that if I want to create a topic, Kafka topics hyphen .sh, I require to have following option: bootstrap server, which is nothing but localhost 9092. And what is a mandatory thing, guys? I want to create a new topic, right? So I want to create a topic called NSC distributed topic. NSC distributed topic across multiple brokers. All right, and I want to specify partitions as 3, and I want to specify replication factor also this time as 3. All right, because I want to show you something else as well. So you can see that NSC distributed topic is kind of like created. Now, if you want to observe, all right, I'm gonna do instead of create, guys, I'm gonna use a command called describe. You can understand few more things. So basically, guys, now, guys, I got like how many partition got created? I got 0 partition, 1 partition, 2 partition. So 3 partition is here. All right. Now, if you observe, guys, I got my 3 replicas available, 201. So, all right. So partition 0 is replicated in 201. Partition 1 is replicated in 120. So whatever the first node is there, right? So this is nothing but a ID of my broker. So this broker ID is nothing but my leader. So 210 is kind of like leader. 210 is nothing but leader, and you can see over here. You know that leader partition is the one who is kind of like accepting your read and write request. All right, and later on, guys, it's gonna replicate your ISRs. Wonderful. All right. You got it, guys, right? So now my aim is, guys, I want to create a consumer group. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start multiple consumers. So 3 consumer or 2 consumer I'm going to start. So I'm going to start CD bin. So I'm going to start my consumer. So let's start my producer first. So anyone needed, guys, who can write my data into this particular broker. So I'm going to start my producer, guys, first, and then I can start multiple consumer. So I'm going to specify Ben and Kafka console producer.sh. So what I need here is if I want to make bootstrap server, localhost 9092. And now, guys, what is needed, guys? All right, I just need to specify topic All right, and my topic name is NSC distributed topic. All right, so I can specify this. All right, and it will start your producer console. So right now I'm writing, hi, NSC, how are you? All right, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Now, guys, if I want to read this data, guys, what I need here is I require to have a consumer cell. Now, this time I want to start my consumer cell in a group. All right. So you can see that I want to start my consumer. All right. Something like this, bin, paste. All right. And what I want to do here is I require to have bootstrap, server, localhost, colon 9092. And I require to have a topic which I want to read. So you know that NSC distributed topic is a name I can give. And then what I got here is, I want to read from beginning. All right, beginning. So, and now I want to specify a group, guys. So for one, NSC group, NSC. So this is my group name or NSC group. I'm going to name it as Pawan. NSC group is nothing but my group name. So if I start this, guys, inside this particular group, all right, you can see that I've got only one consumer, so it has to read kind of like entire stuff. Now, if I start two consumer, so I'm going to copy this. All right. I'm going to copy this. All right. So second consumer I've started. Now the workload is going to be shared between these two. So let's say that I'm typing 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that, all right, this guy got like 3, 1, 2, 4. This guy got only 3. All right. Now, if I specify another consumer, let's say that if I specify another consumer, so I can see that the same command I've done. Now, let's do this. All right. I'm going to type Pawan Kumar Reddy. All right. So you can see that the first one got Kumar, the first consumer group got Kumar, second got Reddy, all right, third got Pawan. All right. So can I say that with the help of this group, I'm reading my data in a parallelism, guys? I'm reading my data in parallelism. Absolutely. All right. So I can read my data in a parallelism. So what you have learned, guys, the important thing, guys, today, how to kind of like write our stuff. All right, how to start a Kafka cluster, how to, or what are the important properties you have, what are the important properties you can specify from the consumer cell. All right, all those stuff, guys, you have learned. All right. So you're going to learn more like API wise, guys. You're going to learn in our next class, guys, where we're going to talk about like how to write a consumer API. So right now we are using a console, right? Now, guys, in the next section, guys, what I'm going to show you is how to write our program, using Java API or a Node.js API. So that we're going to learn in our next class. Next class, we're going to learn about how to write those APIs. We're going to talk about performance tuning, optimization as well, and some more important concepts related to some more configuration which is required for optimizing or performance tuning, guys. We're going to discuss in our next class. Okay. So if you have any questions now, yes, you can. So why the order of messages change while consuming? Of course. So you know that like order is going to be maintained, all right, in the partition itself, right? I have specified 3 partition. My message can go to any of the partition. I didn't specify any key, right? So it's going to go round robin fashion. So today class itself you have learned. So if I specify round robin fashion, or if I don't specify key, all right, I'm specifying only my value, right? So if I don't specify key, it will go and distribute your workload using round robin fashion. If you want to make sure that the same key will go to same partition, guys, then you have to specify a key. All right. In Kafka, there is no ordering across like your partitions, guys. What Kafka can make sure that each key will go to a particular partition. All right, each key, let's say that Pawan user ID, if you want to send kind of like all my Pawan key to another partition, and I can specify key as my name. All right, so Kafka will make sure that all the Pawan entries, all the transactions in my partition, it's going to maintain in an order. All right, but not across the partitions, guys. All right, any other question, guys, before we call for today? All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. All right. And let's meet tomorrow. Let's understand the important thing, guys, how to write a code. All right. So we're going to learn like how to write code from scratch in Java and Node.js. All right, guys. See you then. Bye-bye. Have a great day.